This series was a roller coaster of emotions.
With a new Doctor holding a very close connection to Rose, we should have known it would end in tears.
Let's take a look at our top 10 stories of Series 2.
Before we get into the list, we will be counting two-parters as one story, so they only take up one spot.
Number 10. This episode is either a fan favourite or everyone hates it. And although we don't hate it, we must admit it's the worst story of Series 2.
The Doctor is barely in it, but the characters are really strong. It's just a shame some of them get killed off so quickly.
For the villain? Well, we got the ever famous Absorbeloff, and to be honest, we actually quite enjoy the character. And it's even cooler that it was made by a kid, now known as Channel Pup on YouTube, who won a Blue Peter competition.
Our biggest issue with it is that it's a little bit dodgy, and not all the humour lands. I mean, the ending got a lot of complaints, and we can kind of see why. Number 9.
Closely following is Fear Her, and maybe it's just because we really love drawing, but we don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is.
Chloe Webber is the main focus, and honestly, we think she's fine, and the dynamic between the family and the Doctor and Rose can lead to some great moments.
The issue we have is not a lot happens, and when something is about to, it gets cut short.
Although it was cool seeing the Doctor hold the Olympic torch at the end.
Number 8.
Unfortunately, this episode was not as good as we remembered.
But it still feels very Doctor Who, and Rose getting her face snatched really raised the stakes.
The Doctor is also on point, and has some great dialogue and epic scenes.
But the best part by far is The Wire. Such a creative concept. Who knew a TV could be so frightening?
Number 7. The 10th Doctor's first proper story. The Christmas invasion doesn't really count because he was asleep for the majority of the episode.
New Earth is a lot of fun. It has some exciting moments and it's great to see Cassandra back, but sometimes it takes the silliness a little too far.
The setting is interesting and unique. It's no wonder why the Doctor kept coming back here and how often it was referenced.
It serves as a strong start to a strong Doctor and companion dynamic, and even provides a beautiful ending to an iconic foe. Number 6. The Doctor and Rose go to Scotland.
What was that accent?
Hey, it's better than Rose.
Oh, Guy, I've been out in a boot.
No, don't do that.
There's a lot to this story. Warrior monks, a terrifying werewolf. Oh, and did we mention, it also has Queen Victoria.
The acting is chilling, and it has some awesome moments due to that fantastic score by Murray Gold.
The story is really strong and the tone is not like any Doctor Who story we've ever had before. Number 5.
This story would have just been a typical Doctor Who story, but then we get the return of the icon herself, Sarah Jane Smith.
The story is full of nostalgic references and makes for an interesting dynamic between a previous companion and the current one.
But there's action too, and once again Murray Gold delivers with the Scasis paradigm.
The Krillitanes are an intriguing monster and we would love to see them back.
We may be a tad biased, as it played a massive role in getting the Sarah Jane adventures on screens, which may or may not be our favourite Doctor Who spin-off. Number 4.
This was our first ever Cyberman story, and weren't we lucky?
The new Cybermen were bold and quite terrifying. They look epic, and John Lumick makes for the cyber version of Davros.
It takes a typical Earthbound episode and makes it 10 times more exciting as it's set in a parallel world where everything's just that little bit different.
This leads to awesome new characters, chilling scenes, and very unexpected moments. Can you believe they turned Jackie Tyler into a Cyberman?
The second part, in our opinion, just gets even better, with John Lumick now being the cyber controller and the gang have split up to take down Cybus Industries.
This was an action-packed two-parter, and for us, introduced the Cybermen perfectly.
Number 3. This story is horrifying. I mean, the Doctor literally fights the devil.
But not just that, we get introduced to a new race, the Ood. Plus, this story is the first appearance of the instantly recognisable orange spacesuits.
You never know what's going to happen next, and that's the best bit. The crew are taken out one by one, and this sinister music always has us on the edge of our seats.
But not as much as that final scene, the chills we get when the Doctor fights the Beast. It's scenes like this that show just how heroic the Doctor can be. Number 2.
Just missing out on the top spot is the series finale.
It starts off quite slow and mysterious with the sightings of ghosts leading the Doctor to investigate the Torchwood Institute.
And it's not long until we find out that there is evil lurking there. That's right, the Cybermen are back, and it turns out the ghosts are their doing.
But I don't think anyone saw this coming. The Daleks are back too!
The Doctor must face the two biggest foes in Doctor Who history.
This obviously gave us epic fight scenes, but who would have thought that it would give us one of the funniest scenes too?
You are superior in only one respect. What is that? You are better at dying.
However, it also gave us the saddest, as the Doctor and Rose are torn apart and he doesn't even get to say, I love you.
Are you liking our list so far? Let us know how you would rank the series in the comments below.
Number 1. This story is a masterpiece.
The Doctor and gang land on a spaceship which has doors to fragments of Madame de Pompadour's life. Why, you ask?
Well, turns out these terrifying clockwork drawers are after her head. And anyone that gets in their way will be first in line to be used as parts for their ship. Yikes.
This gives us two memorable settings and some of the most emotionally charged scenes in Doctor Who.
This is the story where the Doctor truly becomes the Doctor, and although he was good before, I don't think he would be as well loved without this story. So that's it. For more videos like this one, feel free to click that red button down below to join the adventure.
I've been Christopher.
And I've been Lewis.
And you've been...
brilliant!
Crazy passion and we wanted you to know. So are you sitting comfortably? Our tribute to the show is, if we had to choose another, we just wanna know.